Hello, my name is Raymond Karczewski, and I am a living Christ. I should like to talk to you today about just what Christ consciousness is. I'm afraid that we have not been connecting. I've been speaking to you now for 24 years, and I'm dealing with the satanic policy of duality that is attendant to the intellectual mind, the mind that we are familiar with. You see, we have two minds. The subconscious mind, which is the mind of non-dualism. What is truth, love, God, creation? It is the mind of oneness, the mind of certainty, the mind that is reached when one makes up their conscious intellect, which is confused, dualistic, split, divided, conflicted, worrisome. That's the satanic mind, and that mind we are all too familiar with. We go to school, we are trained. We are trained to believe that that is the only mind that creates the quality of our lives. It's not so. You see, that's the lower mind, the intellect mind, the satanic mind. We have to break loose of the chains that bind us to that satanic mind. That is the tree spoken of. In our conditioning, our satanic conditioning, it's called the tree which bears the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. Off the bat, it's telling you something. It's telling you that you are entering into the zone of dualism, of divided conflict, opposing thoughts, confusion, confoundment. That is the mind that guides all civilized men and women. You, and I'm speaking to you. But you see, I know something that you don't know. I do know, I understand. I have complete atonement with the non-dualistic mind, and so do you. But you have negated that mind in favor of holding to the conscious intellect, the civilized mind, the intellect itself. The quality of your life screams to you of its opposition, of its confusion, of its uncertainty. And you go through all kinds of machinations in order to come to some kind of understanding, oneness, in the many thoughts that are being pumped into your intellect by the institutions that we have created: government, religion, media, banking, corporations. Those are all satanic. Now, what do I mean by satanic? I mean that they are based in ideas that you hold. And ideas are not truth. Ideas are the representations placed into ideas and concepts, illusions, myths, propaganda. All are that of illusion. You understand? That we consider the illusion to be our truth. And it puts us into a divided state of consciousness. Therefore, it splits us to anyone who has a different idea or a different concept or belief. And there are many beliefs. That accounts for the hellish insanity of the world that we live in. We call civilized. Nothing civilized about it. Civilized man has killed millions and millions of uncivilized Native Americans who lived in truth, who lived in oneness with nature, who had a value that the white man cannot approximate. You see, the intellect of the white man has gone back into centuries and centuries of culture, of power, of control. And they have wonderful and beautiful representations of truth that they spout while they kill their fellow man, the uncivilized man, the true men of God. I am such a man of God. I'm of Polish heritage, and my family wants nothing to do with me. Is that a surprise? You see, I speak truth and only truth. I will not tell a lie, and I will not harm another. Now that separates me from most of you, because you will lie, and you will harm others if it brings you some sort of reward. You have been trained to be civilized. And what does that word mean, civilized? It has a positive connotation to it, but denotatively, it is one of division, separation, and conflict. And that can't be argued. You see, that's all you do, is argue with one another. You compete with one another. You have lost the ability to love, to harmonize, to be at one with one another, one people, one world, one truth. Let that resonate within your hearts, within your beings, and you have a different world. What is that world? It's the world of Christ consciousness. It's what I have been bringing to you for 24 years on the internet, and you can find on my websites, arkenterprises.com and lisarayenterprises.com, the reception that such oneness has brought by you, the civilized man and woman, the conditioned robotic person, the non-living entity that you have agreed to be, that is under the tyranny of your equally illusory, fictional government that created the person through birth certification, naming you less than human, and therefore you are dead. You are the living dead. Yet there's something wrong with that. You feel your aliveness within, but you cannot project that outwardly without all the conditioning interfering with your energy. And therefore you cannot project it into your life, in your relationships, and that accounts for the quality of your life. That quality is hell on earth. For hell is nothing more than fragmentation, the inability to feel whole, holy, complete, to love. Oh, you want love? Search for love all your life, in your relationships, in the choice of your friends, the choice of your companion. But do you understand the meaning of the word choice? It's dualistic. It's already based in confusion. You're looking for traits that you can identify with. But you see, everyone who exists beyond you is just like you. They're searching for the same things. And it is love itself that breaks down the barriers that one automatically creates in their dualistic conditioning through the word choice. Very difficult. Damn near impossible to find someone just like you. You see, because you are living in your conscious intellect, which is the fragmented intellect, the partial intellect, that draws walls around itself like a prison cell. As long as you're in your prison cell, you can fully operate with anyone who's also in that cell with you, by consent, by agreement. But should there be any kind of dispute that goes beyond the walls of that agreement, so ends your relationship. Your friend becomes your enemy. You understand? You've just created hell. That's the hell that binds most of you. And I, this living man, this living, breathing flesh and blood, natural man, this living, simple man of truth, Christ, says to you, that's not the real you. You're much more than that. You are the God. The God, the word God, is an idea. It's used to communicate the truth of something. However, when you use words, and they have definitions, and those definitions can be altered by the letter of the word. You can have different meanings for the same word. And that's the satanic aspect of dualistic language. The legal profession, led by Satanists who control you, millions of slaves who believe in the letter of the word. And that is the lowest level of intelligence that's found in consciousness. You're all in hell if you live by your intellect. I don't have to explain that to you. You feel it every day. You experience the confusion, the uncertainty, the state of anger that exists within you that cause you to seek harm, to induce harm, so that you may benefit from that harm. That's what wars are all about. And you give your life's energy to support war. When you give that money the symbol of your life energy, to government, to wage war, collective war. Other innocent people, just like you, though they may live clear across the globe, they've done you no harm. Yet your leaders find a reason to wage war with them. And what's behind the reason? You don't understand that because you're not able to think that far. You have been trained into being ignorant, blind believers. But those who rule you, your kings, your queens, your presidents, they know why they are waging war: to steal, to kill, to assume the natural resources of another country so that they may enhance their own. That's what war is all about. That's what killing is all about. That's crime, infinite crime. You see, when you invade another's natural sovereignty and steal their assets and kill anyone who stands in the way of that, innocent children. Oh, you tune in to the news media, but that's the propaganda arm of the government that wants to whitewash what is being done. And they use words in order to do that. Words can't wash away the tyranny, the death, the degradation of consciousness that is naturally being expressed when life doesn't mean anything to those who are seeking wealth, satanic wealth. That's what your government is all about. You are supporting Satanists. And that makes you a Satanist, but that makes you a slave also. Because they have power over you. They have the power of life and death over you. Or they could put you in prison for the rest of your lives if you offend them because of a word. That doesn't make you very smart, does it? Well, let me tell you something. That's just an idea that you hold in your mind at this point, in your intellect. And I'm telling you something that is beyond that. That you are the creator of government. And you are the creator of religion, banking, corporations, and they all exist only because you allow them to exist. You consent. You agree to support them with your life force because they cannot support themselves. They cannot create anything. They're fictions. You're only the real thing, and you doubt yourself. So you give away your life energy in the form of money through taxes and tithing. That reduces you to slavery, to being a blind follower, to allow another to do your thinking for you, to take responsibility for your life instead of you, the creator of that life, taking responsibility. You see, you are all God. God is nothing more than the totality of infinite intelligence that is responsible for everything that exists, everything that is understood, the energy, the infinite energy of what is, of truth. You are the God of your own life. Not of another's life, but of your own life. And as long as you maintain that truth, that oneness, that holistic totality, you are at one with another. If they too experience that oneness within themselves. And that oneness is God. That oneness is love. That oneness is truth. That's the message I have brought to you for 24 years. But who am I? You see me as another man. And you compare yourself with me, or me with you. But you understand also that you are limited in your thinking. Therefore, you project that limitedness on me. And that's your mistake. I'm telling you the truth, and you are hearing the idea of truth, your own parochial idea of truth. And therefore, you don't hear what I say. I speak to you of Christ consciousness, and you hear me of hell consciousness. That's the problem we have in my communication. And so I speak. I speak clearly to all, and let my truth fall on you equally. So you're going to hear what you're going to hear. I have no control over that. I have no wish to control that. I have no wish to control anything. He said, I am of this world, but I am not of it. You see, I speak to you of that, but you don't hear it. You are clearly under the pall of satanic conditioning of ideas, symbols, words, mythologies. These are all fictions. These are all dead. And you're dead too, because you see yourself as a person. Not a living man, but a person. And therefore your own fictional government and religion, which are also fictions. They have control over you, and you have become, by your own consent, by your own contract, you have become their slave. That's the long and short of it. And I'm sorry. I am truly sorry if you were offended by such simple truth. But as long as you live that way, your lives will be hell. I offer you a ticket out of hell to liberate you from your limitations that are not real, that are merely fictions that you believe in. Because I speak only the truth. And you will know it's the truth because you become upset. Why are you upset? Because it conflicts with what you believe. But you cannot unseat that feeling that you have, the anger, the frustration, the form of limitation when you do not meet equally the energy of my words, the spirit of my word. You are trained to react only to the letter of the word, which is merely the exterior capsule that contains within it the spirit of the word. I speak of the spirit, you hear of the letter. That's the nature of your hell. It's time to wake up, isn't it? Thank you.